Alright, take a seated position. I prefer Vajrasana. It allows you to keep your spine straight. You can even take any cross-legged posture, or if you're more comfortable, feel free to sit on a chair. I'm going to give everyone some time to join in. We still have a minute or so. So take this time to breathe deeply, inhaling and exhaling, and finding that connection with your breath before we begin the class. Feel free to close your eyes at this point. Alright, today's class we are going to begin with a prayer or a chant, Om Sahana Bhavatu. It aligns with the practice we've been doing. I mentioned to you Anahata or Heart Center is good for Bhakti Yoga or the sense of devotion and prayer. So if you are comfortable, you can join in. I will chant first, or you can chant with me, and you can chant after that if you're not familiar with this particular chant. So close your eyes. Inhale and exhale one time. Take a deep breath in to begin. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhunaktu. Saha Viryam Karvavahai. Tejasvinavaditamastu. Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Slowly open your eyes. Let's begin with the practice. Take a deep breath in right here, whichever position you're in. Take your hands all the way up. Reach up with your fingertips, trying to get tall. Those who've just joined in, please begin. We've done the morning chant. We are starting with the practice, either in Vajrasana or on a chair or any other seated posture of your choice. Interlock the fingers, flip the palm up to get even taller, using the finger interlock to help you lift yourself up, get a little bit taller. And then on an exhale, turn to the side so you are twisting. On an inhale, reach back up. And exhale, turn to your left. Hold that there for a second and then back up. Inhale, reaching up, maintaining that length. Exhale, turn. Continue like that while I let a few people come in. Inhale, up. And exhale, turn to the other side. We will do one more of these just to open out the spine. Reach up and exhale, turn to the right. Hold for a second. Inhale up and exhale, turn to the left. And reach up. And from here, take your hands behind the head. Interlock the fingers again, this time bending to the side. Keeping your chest lifted. Instead of doing this, imagine that both the elbows are touching the wall behind and maintaining contact. You bend to the side. Check in with the neck. Know this. Neck is neutral. Hold that for a breath. Feeling the lungs on the left side or the chest or the ribcage on the left side. Rise up every time you inhale and then come to neutral. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's repeat this to the left side. Keeping the chest lifted, elbows in line. Imagine there is a rod running through the elbows, so it wouldn't allow you to do this. So don't worry about how low you can go. Even this much is fine, but try to find that alignment that we want in this posture. Come back up. Let's do these a little faster now. To the right, exhale. Inhale up. To the left, exhale. And back up. Maybe as you do this, you will find yourself being able to bend a little deeper. Himali, check in with the neck. Don't bring the chin to chest like this. Imagine there is a ball under the chin and you are moving with that intention. And let's return. Stay here. A little bit of twisting movement here. Exhale to the right. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Similar to what we did, but our hands are interlocked. Continue. I still have people joining in, so yeah. Exhale, back to center, and exhale to the other side. Now last one here, putting the two together, what you are going to do is turn to the right and then bend to the side with that turn and then bend back, maintaining that turn, feeling it little differently in the spine as well as the shoulder outside of near the armpit actually. Just do these, maintaining the twist, back and forward. Just swaying like a tree, inhaling and exhaling. Maybe breaths will be shorter, that's fine. Do one more. And return and come to neutral. Take a breath here. And then exhale, doing the same to the side, to the front. Trying to minimize the movement so you get most of the movement from your upper back and not much from the lower back. Alright, do one or two more of these. And then release, come back to center. We are going to do simple shoulder circles. If you have any kind of shoulder issue, you can keep your hands extended. Otherwise, place your fingertips on the shoulders and then nice big circles, trying to bring the elbows together and then back, elbows together and then all the way back. So you're trying to get the elbows to touch in both directions, front and back as well. Do these slowly. So you actually have the time to use your own strength to draw the shoulder blades together as you move through this. One more and then we reverse. Taking it back all the way and forward. Don't forget to breathe as you do this. Try not to move the neck as you do this. Try to isolate the shoulder. One more here. And then release. Shake your hands out. Enough to get the spine and the shoulders active. We are going to start slow vinyasas and we are going to first begin with a simple energizing wake up. So what I want you to do is on an inhale, rise up into this kneeling position. And then on an exhale, go back to child with your hands up. Let's just do these 5 times to help ourselves get a little bit warmed up. Inhale, reach. Navel pulled in, fingertips reaching for the sky. Exhale, sit back. Inhale up for 1. Exhale down. Inhale up, keep going, reach up, hold, pull up, and exhale, come back down. For 3, return. For 4, for the next one, just for the last 2, take your hands behind and come back in a mini back bend as if you want to go into camel, but we're not going, we're just creating that intention. And then hand back up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Place them behind your spine. And inhale, slightly look up. Rolling the shoulders back. And then release. Exhale to child. From here, extend your hands forward. Coming into your kneeling position. Rising up into cow and cat. Just do 3, 4 of these. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale. On the next one, inhale, look up. Tuck the toes in, exhale, push yourself off the ground to come into downward facing dog here. Not comfortable, lift up the heels, bend the knees and then hold. Then slowly bring the knees down and sit back onto your toes in a toe squat. On your heels actually roll the shoulders back, reach back, opening the chest out. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach up. We are putting together a bunch of steps. We will do these faster in a bit. And then on an exhale, come back down into your squat. Take your hands behind. Lift up into the camel again. Modify. And then sit back down. Exhale forward. And on an inhale, hold your Anahatasana. And we will hold this here for 5 breaths. Take your time here. In the beginning, if you want, you can keep the forehead on the floor, or if you are comfortable, keep your hands straight. Two more breaths here. Spend some time. And then slowly come back to your tabletop. Drag yourself back up. Inhale, looking up into cow. Tuck the toes in. Push back into downward facing dog. As you exhale. On an inhale, bring the knees down. Exhale, sit back on the toes or on the heels for the toe squat. Interlock the fingers. Look up, reach for the sky with the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release the toes. Sit back in Vajrasana. Take your fingers behind. Lift the hips up as much as possible. As you inhale. Exhale, sit the hips back. Reach forward. And on an inhale, find yourself in Anahatasana for 5 breaths. Take your time with this posture. Every time you come back to it, maybe you can go a little deeper. Not necessary, but a way to deepen this would be to extend one leg out, extend the other leg out, and it's harder to talk. And you can try this if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, please stay with the previous variation. If you've not done the previous 2 classes with me, don't try this unless it's a part of your practice. If you've done practice in the week, you can go for this. Be careful. Take 2 breaths. And then whenever you are done, you have reached your maximum, you can release and rise up into your tabletop again. Let's go for this. Inhale, look up into cow. Exhale, push up into downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the knees down as you transition. Exhale, sit back into your toe squat. Inhale, interlock the fingers behind, roll the shoulders back. Look up. Exhale, release the interlock and inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit back. Place your fingertips behind you. Inhale, lift up and hold this here now. Let's take a movement or two here for 5, 4. Keep drawing your knees together. Knees will tend to fall out. Pretend you're holding a block between the knees. 3, 2, 1, and slowly sit back. Exhale, come forward and inhale, bring the chest to the floor. And continue breathing here, doing your version of Anahatasana. Again, you can lift the knees off the floor. If you are trying that, you can even grip the edges of the mat to give you some traction as you lift up. Stay here or whichever variation you have chosen. Breathing will be a little shallow. Don't worry about that. Just do your best. You can even try one leg at a time. Nice, Arpita. Don't push it, but that's good. Good, Divya. And then slowly release. Come back to your tabletop. Moving on to our second vinyasa now. So tabletop is neutral spine. Start with this. On an inhale, take your right and left leg back. Let's do a few rounds of bird dog here. So exhale, bring the knee and elbow together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring them in. Inhale, reach. Keep checking in with your right shoulder. Continue doing this. I'm just going to take this time to see how you guys are going. Try to keep the leg straight, core pulled in. So don't sink the core down. This is pulled in, reach and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale in and bring the right foot ahead of you between the palms to come into your Anjaneyasana. Again, interlock the fingers behind, roll the shoulders back, point the index fingers down and sink the hips forward to come into Anjaneyasana variation. If this is difficult, you can try holding the elbows, or you can try holding the elbows up overhead and taking them back. Depending on your shoulder condition, feel free to modify and hold this here for 3 more. 2, 1, and from here. Take your right hand down or right hand either down or on a block or holding the opposite leg. Left hand goes up and come into a revolved low lunge or Parivrita Anjaneyasana, doing a back bend as well as a twist at the same time. We prepared for this in the beginning of the class, so use this time to deepen that a bit. Two more counts here. And then exhale, bring the left hand down. If comfortable, lift the back knee off, back foot off the floor, grab hold of the ankle and try to pull the heel towards the hips. So you're going into a little bit of a quad stretch, preparing you for twisted lizard or dragon. If you have a belt, you can use that. If this is difficult, place one hand on the knee and continue working on bringing your heel towards the hips using your own isometric strength. Now let's be here. If this is still difficult, you can simply work on keeping the leg straight and opening the knee out a little bit like this. So do this variation instead if the other one is extremely uncomfortable. We are going to now do the opposite of what we are doing right now. Instead of pulling the foot in, we are going to kick it out, come onto the outside edge of the right foot and open up into twisted dragon. And this is what it looks like here. Make sure that your knee and your toes are pointing in the same direction. And be here for 3. So should I try and hold the foot from the pinky toe side? Is that you holding it the opposite way? Very good. Nivedita, try and keep your hand on the block. The hand which is on the floor, you will find a deeper stretch. Very good, Renu, that's nice. Good, Advita. Divya, nice. Harshita, very nice. Okay. Neha, good. Let's now release. Bring the hands forward on either side of the right foot and move into pigeon here, whatever is your level of pigeon. Sinking the hips back. Now pigeon, for those who don't know, I'll show you a variation. Those who know, just come into pigeon and we will be here for about 5-6 breaths. Those who are not comfortable with pigeon, you will, let me show you from this side, come into kneeling position. Take your left leg behind, slide it back till it's comfortable for you. All the way back, go for it. Otherwise, wherever it's comfortable from the front, this is what I'm doing. Taking the leg back and just sliding it back till I reach a level that's comfortable. Those who have taken pigeon, please hold it. And take a few deep breaths here. When you're holding it, try and check that both your hips are even. If I were to put a tray above the tailbone, it will be straight and parallel to the floor, not tilted. So check in with that. It's not the easiest to see you guys in pigeon, but try to create that awareness on your own. And take a few moments in silence here. And then bring your hands on either side of the knee. Lift up and come back into your tabletop, which is the starting point of our vinyasa. This time starting with the bird dog on the left side. So left leg back, right hand forward. Let's do 9 of these. Exhale, bringing the knee in and the elbow in, reaching out. Exhale in, reaching out for 3. For 4. Continue like this for 5 more. 4 more. Check in with the left shoulder, fingers wide on the left hand. 3. 2. And on the next one, step the left foot forward between the hands. Rise up in Anjaneyasana. Now choose your variation. Interlock the hands behind, rolling the shoulders back. Index fingers pointing in Kali Mudra. And you're trying to reach the ground with your index finger. Keeping the core strong so you're not here. You lift it up and from there, you sink down. If not comfortable, grab the elbows or hands up overhead. Or you can just be even here. Let's be here for a few breaths. Finding the expansion in the chest, trying to minimize discomfort in the lower back by pulling the navel in. And then transitioning into a side bend, this time taking your left hand to your right leg and taking the right hand up for Parivritta Anjaneyasana. If not comfortable, you can simply do the side bend, which is not simple actually, which is in itself quite powerful. So choose one that you feel good about today. We are doing these different movements to find opening in the hip flexor, in the spine, in the quads, in the shoulders. All of that will come together later on in the class. And from there, bring the right hand down, coming into a quad stretch or variation of lizard. Bring the right heel to the hips, stay there. Do your best, then stay there. If comfortable, grab hold of the ankle and pull the ankle in towards the hips. Breathing here. So when I come into the pose, notice that I'm not exactly on the knee here. I actually bring more of the weight onto the top of the knee somewhere along the quad. If that's not accessible, please feel free to cushion the knee joint. That can be helpful. And now, doing the opposite, which is kicking the heel back, opening the chest to the sky, coming into a bit of a twist. Letting yourself come onto the outside edge of the left foot to find some space to get the chest to open up and hold that there. Stay. Try to come to a level that's comfortable enough for you to hold for 5 breaths at least. If you feel like coming out before 5 breaths, maybe reduce the intensity and work on holding poses a little longer today. So find that level that doesn't make you breathless very quickly. And then slowly release. This time coming into pigeon on your left leg. So choose a variation. Bring the hands down and take pigeon pose. A good way to modify pigeon is to use a blanket or a pillow if you have and place it under the hip of the knee which is bent like this, and you can adjust the thickness by folding the blanket more or less, and that will give you a good stretch in the outer hip without making it extremely uncomfortable. That was the second vinyasa. We've done it on the right and left side. We are going to do it one more time on each side. So take a few moments in silence here to prepare yourself to find that energy before we move again. Then slowly release. Lift yourself up. Lift the knee off the floor. Take it back. Starting in tabletop. So let's begin again. This time a little faster. So inhale, take the right leg back, left hand up. Exhale, bring it in and slide the right foot forward in front of you to rise up in Anjaneyasana. Take a breath here. Inhale and exhale. And on the next inhale, take your left hand up. Keep your right hand down, holding on to the opposite leg if accessible. Go into a back bend. Exhale, bring the left hand down and come into your quad stretch. Take a breath here. And then inhale, come into a twist. Kicking back into your hand. Exhale, return. Come into pigeon pose, but this time stay lifted in your pigeon instead of coming down. You will try, if you can, try the hands-free version as well, if and only if it's comfortable. Otherwise, keep your hands down to find a lift in the upper body without creating too much compression, too much discomfort. Here, a little bit of discomfort happens, but let that be something which is still pleasant, if I may use that word. Alright? And take 3 breaths here. We'll be here for a bit. If you don't have that strength, you can walk your hands forward and hold that here. Let's just take 2 breaths. And then return, go back to tabletop. Repeating this on the other side. Find yourself here. Take a moment to be neutral. And then take the left leg back. Right hand forward. Then bring this in and then slide the left foot forward, coming into Anjaneyasana. And then release. Keep the left hand down, take the right hand up for revolved version. Then bring the right hand down, come into your quad stretch. I'm going to just turn around so I can keep looking at you. Coming into the quad stretch. This is the last time we're doing this series. And then open up into your twisted dragon. Looking up, getting a nice stretch in the shoulders as well. And then exhale, return, coming into pigeon. Again, trying the hands-free version here. In order to get here, you may need to lift up higher on the hips, keeping a blanket or even a block. That makes it easier. If you are not comfortable with this, remember, you can go back to the previous version and find that opening you need in the outer hip, and then maybe from there you try this variation. Lift it up quite high onto your legs. And keep holding that. Very good. Whenever this gets tiring, feel free to rest your hands and then rise up again. Take your breaks today. It's not necessary to continuously hold and create tension. Do your best. And then slowly release. Come back to tabletop and sit back in Vajrasana. We will do, I have a third vinyasa plan. Let's just do one round of that and then we will move into our static holds for the rest of the class. So let's find ourselves in cat cow again. So come into tabletop. Take a deep breath in as you look up and exhale as you bring the chin to chest. Do a gentle version of this because your spine is in back bend and you don't want to do too much. Then slide your left leg out, extend the right leg to come into side plank. Hold the side plank here. And see if you can lift the leg up and down. Let's do that 5 times. Inhale up, exhale down. For 2. And down. For 3. And down. 4. Return. 5 and down, and see if you can grab hold of your ankle right here. If this is difficult, you can make it a little more accessible by keeping the hand on a block and then coming into your variation of partridge pose or Kapinjalasana. And again, breathing in and out. Then release into side plank, rise up into gate pose. So you were here, simply rise up into gate. And then return forward. You're coming into like your Anahatasana and frog pose combination called Benavasana, and you bring your forehead or chest to the ground. Showing it to you from this side, what I'm doing is, this leg is extended, I am in gate pose. I simply walk down, bringing my chest to the floor. We won't be here very long. And then rise up, come back to your starting point in tabletop. To do this on the other side, and modify this vinyasa a bit. So you're doing only one round. Let's do the other side to finish it off. Inhale, lift. Exhale, do a mild cat-cow. And then come to the side plank on the other side. Let's lift the leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and return. But this time, see if you can grab hold of the ankle to come into a back bend. Just experiment, just play with it. Doesn't have to happen today. See what's comfortable. Finding a little playfulness in the practice. And then slowly return back to side plank. And then rise up into gate pose. And from there, come forward, walk your hands forward, and reach your chest or forehead to the ground. Leg is extended out in line with the knee. And then slowly return, come back to neutral, and sit back in Vajrasana. In Vajrasana, just take 3 breaths, settling yourself in. We are done with the vinyasa. We are now going to move into some static holds. So let's start moving into that with the body, with the mind, with the breath. 3 deep breaths in, eyes closed, inhale. Actually, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth for these 3 breaths. So nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, pursing your lips as if you're blowing out a candle. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And for the next one, we are going to first use a block if we have one to open the shoulders and the hips. If we don't have, don't worry about it. I'll give you variations. So the first one is going to be a block. You've done this in pretty much all my 3 classes, is your block hold. So I want you to hold a block. If you don't have a block, grab something else, or otherwise We will try this without the block itself. If you have a block, grab the block between the hands, go back to your Anjaneyasana and lift the elbows up so that the block is overhead. And you will be here. You will see a shift in the shoulders. You will feel the stretch in your shoulders. Even if you have a book, you can grab the edges of the book and use that to lift up. Even a cereal box. Nivedita, your elbows are too wide. So elbows are in line with the block. Elbows are not like this. So you will kind of keep your elbows here. So it's parallel and then lift up, which is why it would be much easier if you have a chair or any surface that you can place your elbows on. So this makes it a lot more accessible and a deeper stretch. Keep the hands on the chair, elbows on the chair, and then sink lower. You can do this on a dining table, on any other shelf, any stool, any sofa set. So it doesn't have to be this yoga chair. But this will prevent the elbows from splaying out. Sonal, in your case as well, elbows below the wrist, not here. So try to minimize that. That's when the shoulders will start to open up a bit. Very good, Shweta, nice. Good, Monica. Arshita, try to keep the block above the head rather than close to the neck. So that middle point, yes. Nivedita, can you try holding the block between the wrists instead of the fingers? So when you do the fingers, this is happening. When you do this, you're fixed. Yeah, yeah. So the base of the palm should be against the block. Feel free to again come out and then go back into it. It's not necessary. Good, Sonal, I like that. That's nice. Nice, Neha. You should be feeling it differently in the shoulders. If you are not, I would recommend you try this on an elevation.
With the cheek down or chest down?
It will be chest down. Try to bring the chest down as you hold this. So if you're not doing this on a chair, your chin will automatically be on the floor, but the goal is to get the chest down instead of the stretch going into the neck. Right? Chin will automatically be closer to the floor if you want to bring the chest to the floor. Let's just release that now. Come back up. See how the shoulders feel. There's a little bit more openness there now. And we're using the block again. This time to hold our lunge. So I did this previously, but it's just a very useful posture. So we are doing it again. You keep your front foot up on the block to come into this lunge and find a deep release in the left hip flexor. When we do pigeon pose or when we do back bends, most often, there are only two areas that become tight, which is the hip flexor that pulls at the lower back or tight shoulders that again pull at our scapula. So postures like this will help you find that extra stretch in the hips which you won't get without the block. You don't have a block, you can just fold a blanket, keep it under the foot to find that elevation. All I want is your foot to be little off the ground. Anything will do for that. Even a towel really folds up nicely. With a good idea, she's using a pillow. As long as it's stable, do that. Just to lift your foot off the ground a little bit. And you should feel it on the left side. And now breathe into it. Taking your time here. Good stuff, Shrivitya. Nice. Very nice. Let's take 3 more breaths. We are going to be here a little bit longer. And let's release. Let's move to the other side. Stepping the left foot forward and coming into the lunge. You might notice that one side is a little less deeper than the other. That's fine. Now, hip flexors are really important, and we are going to work on strengthening them as well. I think it's next week, but this week's focus was on back bending, so we're trying to find that little bit of stretch here. Movements like bird dog also help you strengthen and warm up this area to just help us prepare better for stretches like these. It's that one area which connects the upper body and the lower body. In fact, the only strong muscle, psoas, which helps you lift the knee as well as it's stretching when we take the knee behind the hips. So very important muscle, both spiritually and physically. Taking 2 more breaths. Maybe closing your eyes and taking your awareness exactly to the point which is feeling the maximum stretch or sensation for you in this position. And then slowly release. Take a break. Those who have any kind of knee issue now might have gotten a bit tired by being on the knee, so you can try Natarajasana next. Actually, why don't all of us try Natarajasana? And then we will move on to another lunge-based back bend. So coming into Natarajasana, if you have a strap, it will be a good idea to grab it now, because we will try both versions of Natarajasana with shoulder flexion and shoulder extension. So coming into extension first. Stand tall. You've done a lot of core and hip flexor opening and shoulder opening, so this should be a little accessible. Stand next to a wall if you have trouble with balance to find yourself a little more stable. And then kick the leg back as much as it will go today. Inhale, lift the left hand up and keep kicking back, trying to lift simultaneously, trying to lift the chest up. Hold for 5, 4, 3. There should be a kicking action. You did the kicking action with me in the lunge position, the dragon twist. So don't just passively hold. You will kick and open out, right? And release. Let's do the other side. Taking the left knee into our hand now. Extending forward and lifting up. Now see if you can, I don't mind if you use balance today, which is a support today. So use the chair and then come into your back bend. We will add the balance element as well at some point. But for this one, feel free to use support. So you again focus on that kicking action that I'm talking about. And slowly release. If you have a belt or a dupatta or anything, then you can try the next version. Otherwise, you can go back to the previous version. So for this, make a loop with the belt. Place it along the foot. Flip your grip. We are going into the flipped gripped version of Natarajasana. Walk your hands down the belt as much as is comfortable and then kick up. Taking your time, one breath at a time. Kicking up, up and higher up, and finding that Natarajasana. Very nice. Try again. Today, it doesn't matter how much you go into a back bend. Today, find that one point that you can hold. Doesn't matter how it looks. Every level is beautiful. It is what Natarajasana is for you today. So honor that and hold for 5 more. Almost done. 4. Very good, Shweta. Keep trying. 3, 2, 1. Hand release. Take a breath. Take that breath. And let's repeat this on the other side now. Try to walk back with both the hands rather than one hand. Try that so we can be here. I'm going to hold this with you here. So work on this, walking both the hands back evenly, and then find that point which is just about right today to hold. Doesn't have to be that full back bend. Find that spot that is challenging, but that you can hold. For 9, stay. 8, very good. 7, you can do it. 6, 5, 4, 3, excellent Renu and Harshita, very good. 2, everyone's doing very well, nice Monica, good Neha, Nivedita, yes, and Sonal, 1, and Rasika, yeah, took a break. So that was 2 versions, we are almost done. I had the intention of preparing us for mermaid pose or Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. So let's try that now. It may or may not happen. We are just experimenting with the practice. So we are going to come into pigeon. Keep the belt handy if you have it. Keep your blanket or pillow handy if you need it. And let's try with that. So you're going to come into your pigeon pose first of all. So just doing it this side. I'm bringing my left leg forward and I'm keeping a blanket under my left hip as I need that. You may or may not need that. Some of you have very flexible hips, so go for that. I'm going to keep the blanket and from there, bring the right knee in. This is stuff you've already done. Maybe you'll be here, so hold that. If comfortable, start bringing the right foot in. Keep your right foot in the crook of your right elbow and then try to face forward. First try to face forward. The moment you do that, you will see that hip flexor coming into action, giving yourself a stretch. First hold this here. Once this is comfortable, take your left hand up. See if you can interlock the 2 fingers to come into this mermaid position. And let's try that. Beautiful. If not, you can try it here using one hand on the left quad and continue to pull the leg in through the crook or using your hand to bring the foot closer. So don't worry about it. Very nice. Just see what works for you today. Shweta, you need to put something under the opposite hip because right now it's like this. So you need to, like me, use a blanket to support your left hip so you can be here and then this position will become accessible. Right now you are in a 90-90 stretch. Maybe even a block. Yes, that's better. Alright, enough of that. Let's do this on the other side before we come back to it to try flipping our breath. So shifting the blanket if you need one. Maybe you don't need one, then don't use it. Coming into pigeon, facing forward first, finding that lift, then bending the back leg. See if you are comfortable to rest the foot in the crook of your left elbow. Then take your hand up, interlock the fingers to get here. And hold it here. I'm going to turn around because now I can't see you guys. Very nice. Hold. Can be intense, backbends can be intense, but you've done a lot of prep in today's class and the previous 2 classes, so this should come a little more easily. Very nice. And then slowly release. Take a neutral position again. Let's just find some length in the spine before we go back to this. Inhale, flip your palms up, reach up. Find that length, maybe just wiggle side to side to release the spine, any tension you may be feeling. And one last try into our pigeon pose. We've already done the pose we had for today, but we are going to try a different version. So again, this time coming on to pigeon on the left side. Left leg is bent for me. And then bend the right knee. This time, see if you can grab hold of the right foot from the big toe side. So let me come closer and show you. So I'm going to grab it like this. So I'm going to grab the big toe, not the little toe. I hope that was clear. Otherwise, you can just come to the screen and ask me one more time. Grab hold of the foot here and then pull this in. Use your core to lift yourself up and then flip the grip. So the important thing is to first get to the point where you can grab hold of the toe grab hold of the foot from the big toe side. So just hold that there. Very good. Pull it in. Pull it in. As you pull it in, you have to bring your upper body close to your foot. The whole job is not just of the hand. You also have to bring the body close to the foot. Check in with the shoulder, no discomfort. Once you bring it close enough, pull the elbow up. It may or may not happen. You just play with it. Today, just hold it here. Just hold it here. For 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly, with control, release. Take a break. Just to do this on the other side. Are you ready? Coming into pigeon on the right. You know the drill now. I'm going to do it this side so I can keep looking at you all. You can also just do the mermaid pose variation, which also is very, very effective. This is just a little bit of extra work that we bring in. So getting hold of the back foot, the big toe, by sliding my hand from underneath the foot like this. And then using that to pull this in, trying to face the hips forward, trying to stay lifted. Let's just hold this here. Very good, Rasika, you got that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release, trying not to slingshot your foot back and release. From here, come into tabletop and come into this modified child pose where you sit your hips back on the heels, but your chest is lifted, your hands are on the floor. So you're kind of minimizing the flexion that happens in the spine. And take a few breaths here as if you're gently trying to unfold your spine, one vertebra at a time. That is why your upper body is lifted right now. Just your hips are sitting back on the heels. And then slowly, maybe bring one elbow down, then the other elbow down, and hold that here. No rush to come into child pose. We will take our time. And maybe widen the knees a little bit to give your chest the space to sink through. Walk the hands forward. And gently, taking your time, come into this wide knee child pose. Forehead resting on the ground. Continue to walk your hands forward as if you're crawling your fingers forward. So you get some length in the spine when you do this. So pretend as if I am there, pulling your fingers towards me, grabbing your fingers and pulling you. So you're being stretched. That's what I would do if I was there. So do that with your own intention to help release your spine a little bit more. Walking the fingers forward. And take your time here. Again, take your awareness to your heart center. Observe how you can breathe better in this position, particularly in the area of the upper chest. Release that extension in the hands. Let the hands sink towards the floor. Maybe bend the elbows a little bit. Come into the fully relaxed version, a passive child pose. No engagement anywhere, just breathing. Breathing into the chest, into the belly. Naturally, this position creates a little more ease in your thoracic breathing. And then release from there. Come into a lying down position. You can rise up in Vajrasana, then come into your lying down position, or just be here. And lift your legs up straight towards the sky, pulling the navel in so your lower back a little bit flattens against the ground. Keeping the foot flexed so you get a little bit of a stretch in the hamstrings. If it's very difficult to keep the legs at 90 degrees, keep them slightly bent, or you can even just hold this version. But as you bend the knees and hold this version, your lower back will tend to lift off the floor. So pull the navel in, tilt the tailbone up towards the sky, so you can get that flattening action, which you get a little more easily when you straighten the leg. So this is like a forward bend. This too is a forward bend, but a milder version. So not too intense for the spine. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Hug the knees in. And then move into Supta Kapotasana, which is your pigeon pose in lying down position. Take your right ankle to your left knee. Pull the left leg in from behind the knee into the chest. And breathe here. Trying to get the shin, your right shin parallel to the floor, using your right elbow to push the right knee out as you do this. This is a good way to release your spine because the outer hip muscle also creates space in your lower back if it's not too tight. So doing this, releasing that muscle also has a very good effect on the lower back and is particularly good for those who get low back pain. Twisting your cobra pose, locust pose and this pose is very helpful. So that's why we will do it, or we are doing it at the end of the practice, at the end of the week as well. And let's switch sides. Simply move to the other leg. Remember, if you have any knee issue, don't hold your leg from above the knee or around the shin. Hold the leg from behind the knee, sort of where your hamstrings are. Your outer hip muscles are also your stabilizers. They are obviously all hip muscles help us move, but this one particularly is important for stability, such as single leg balances, or when you transition in and out of postures, when in some movements you're on just one leg, then this is the muscle that kicks in because it gives us stability in the body. It also is instrumental in finding stability in the mind, especially when it comes to things that make us insecure or afraid. That's the area of your root chakra. So this generally feels very good and it feels safe. So tune into that intention as you conclude the practice. And then release. This time come into Jatara Parivartanasana. Draw both your knees to the left side. Use your left hand to keep the knees stacked one above the other. As you look to the right and open your hand up to the right side. I'm just going to show you so you know what's happening. Knees to one side, hand extended out and looking in the direction of your hand. The more you try to keep one knee exactly on top of the other, the deeper the stretch will get. And your goal being to keep the knees stacked while also being able to bring the shoulder to the ground. And somewhere in the middle, you will negotiate with the body and find the level that feels good. And slowly release to switch sides. Draw both the knees to the right side now. And come into your spinal twist. Nivedita, try to bring the knees together and lift the shoulder a little off the floor. That's fine. Try to keep the knees, your shoulder will lift up, but you will feel a deeper stretch. Allow that. And then release, come to neutral. Keep your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and stay here to move into our pranayama practice. Keep your eyes closed. Tuning into your breath. Again, taking your awareness today as well to the point exactly in the middle of your chest, somewhere in the middle. Not your heart, not the left side, but the middle of the chest along the sternum is what's called the Anahata Chakra. And wheel of energy or metaphorical analogy, if you may, for the seat of emotions, of prayer, of devotion, of gratitude. You can stay lying down, or you have the option to sit up, but it's alright to be lying down. I've asked you to keep your knees bent because that relieves any pressure from the lower back, and also will feel a little more alert. You can let the knees drop towards each other and widen the feet a bit to make it more comfortable. Let the knees be together, let the feet be wide. Something like this. As you lie down. Lie down. We will do the triangle mandala breathing again today. You must be familiar with it. Otherwise, for the people who are new, me give you instructions for the first 3 rounds, and after that, you will breathe on your own in that pattern. We are going to draw a visual triangle across the Anahata Chakra. So the top of the triangle will be where your collarbones are. The bottom 2 edges or the points of the triangle will be on either side of the rib cage, below the chest where the rib cage ends. So from the top to the right, to the left and back to top is what your triangle is. Exactly in the middle of that triangle is your heart center. How we'll breathe is we'll breathe drawing the base of the triangle from the right side of the chest to the left. as we inhale. Then we hold the breath to draw a triangle from that side up to the top, to the base of the neck. And then when we exhale, we complete the triangle, drawing a line back to the base. So right to left as you inhale, hold your breath as you draw the line up to the neck. Exhale as you draw the line down, back to your starting point. Inhale, hold, exhale. So everyone breathe in together. Let's align the breath as I will give count. We'll do a count of 6, 6 and 6. So exhale completely, empty out the breath. And let's begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, draw the line up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, draw the line down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And continue at your own pace. Feel free to modify the count for yourself, for your practice. Continue this way till I tell you to stop. We'll be in silence for some time. When you complete your next round, we can finish the practice and let your breath flow normally. But finish your mandala and then you can extend the legs out if you would like to move into Shavasana. Slowly start to bring your awareness back. Gently move your fingers and toes and turn to your right side to stay there for a few breaths. Don't immediately get up. Just stay on your right side, knees bent, head can be resting on your hand. And then slowly rise up, preferably with eyes closed, to come into a sitting position. We will close the class with 3 rounds of Omkara chanting. Remember, we will do the A, U and Ma Kara, trying to resonate or sound the A Kara from around the navel, the O Kara from around the chest, your heart center, and the Ma Kara will be humming in your upper body above the neck. A, O and Ma together. Take a breath in. From here, take your hands behind. Grab your right wrist with your left hand for Yoga Mudra. And then on an exhale, lean forward as much as possible. If you can, bring the forehead to the ground. On an inhale, rise up. Exhale, release the hands, bring them forward, and then rub your palms together to find some heat. This is your palming process. Whenever you find the warmth, cup your eyes, making a hollow dark space around them. And then feel free to massage your face, forehead, something that feels good. Even tapping is very helpful, especially if you have any kind of stress or anxiety. Just tapping the forehead. And when you feel ready, you can bring your palms in front of you to look at them as you open your eyes with a few gentle blinks. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining in. I'm here for the next few minutes. If you're busy, we're already a little bit over time, then please feel free to go about your day. Or if you have any questions,